here in the future. All right, let's move along, guys. Let's get into the defensive grades. If I can get this pulled back up and I'll mess myself up. Here we go. All right. Defensively, boy, oh boy, my how the turntables have turned. Look at this. Rashan Gary, 83.2 on the day with a 77 pass rush grade, a 74 tackle grade, and a run defense grade of 70.2. So Rashan Gary, just a dominant performance with the bright lights on. So on the year, by the week, 63, 60, 72, 71, 68, 63, and then the 83. He's now up to a 74.6. So on his career now, Rashan Gary, 55, 68, 89, 82, 79, 73, 74. So he's starting to trend back towards that upper 70s, lower 80s, according to PFF. And, of course, I'm going to pull up some stats here and read them off to you guys in terms of what he's doing on the year statistically. Get anything on him, Emilio? Tim, anything at all?
Yeah, put some spec on Bang Gary's name, man. And say it again. Say it louder for the haters in the back. Put some respect on his name.
Mm-hmm. Like they said, get the crusties out your eyes. I don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But
him.
But look at it. I mean, look at those season grades real quick. His tackling, yeah, he had a little fluctuation there in 22 to 24, but coming back on his tackling and his pass rush, if that gets back down to that 21, 22 level, it's over. I mean, the dude's mid-80s and we're flying by. Why would his pass rush be getting better? Because he's still here, and we have Mr. Number One on the other side. It's like everybody, we need
eating in the run too. Look at his run defensive
Yes.
grades progression. I mean, Rashan, it's true. That's the impact of having Micah out there. Really, it's going to let your other beasts play even better and frees a lot up for him. It was so good to see Rashan have that performance last night.
He's so strong one-on-one, Tim. The dude can just push an offensive tackle like 6 yards back, no problem, and then just straight arm him and get out. Like if he is free to do his own work, it could be a long season. Like we've talked about, I think we could see double-digit sacks for two players. Absolutely.
I think a lot of that was what Coach Covington was working on with him, and those one-on-ones we saw during camp was hand placement and foot placement, knowing when to strike, where to hit, how to get off, use that power and your speed to your advantage, but, be very technical with where you're putting your hands. And we're seeing it translate to the field, man. He's just roasting these guys left and right.
Tim, when you said that last night, that reminded me when you put that video up of when they hit the dummy, slam the dummy, and then you're swatting, and you got the other dude coming to pick it up. I mean, I know it happened last game or when he picked it up last game, but dude, it's like all of those little things, all that repetition practice, it does come into play in the game.
For sure. And I'm sure they're still stressing that throughout the season, right? They're going to be at practice tomorrow stressing the same thing probably.
Now let's cross-check Rashan Gary's statistics. We've talked about PFF, right? Sacks-wise, he is currently 5th in the NFL in sacks with 7.5, all right? And then on run stops, if we were to go D-line only, qualified defenders only, and sort it by stops, run stops, Rashan Gary is currently 15th. Actually, no, he is tied for 11th in run stops amongst all defensive linemen. So you see the run stops have taken a slight step back because he led the league last year in run stops for edge defenders, not just, obviously this includes defensive tackles. So it's kind of hard to, on NFL Pro, you can't just say edge. They group them all together. So he's probably top 5, maybe top 8 in run stops amongst edge defenders. But again, 5th in sacks this year with 12.3, I think it is. Let me double check that. 12.1% quarterback pressure rate as well. So Rashan Gary having a solid season, no doubt about it. All right, moving along. Kingsley Enagbare, we talked about it last night on the postgame show. It just seemed like he flashed big time. 80.9 on 29 snaps. And run defense grade 74, tackle grade of 73, had a pass rush grade of 62. But again, he really, really did flash in the run defense there. He was he was in the backfield so quick last night. It was awesome.
Back-to-back huge plays too from him on a series that was just vital for helping us get off the field. So big shout out to JJ Enagbare.
We still want to keep him, right? Because I'm all for keeping Kingsley. I know that there was talk about moving him and stuff, right?
I want to keep him throughout this year. I just don't know how you can pay him. I think he's created enough buzz that when he hits the market, Emilio, he's probably going to process out of it because I think we want to go with LVN with an extension, I would imagine. So I'm with you though. I mean, if we could get him for a cheap deal, yeah. I think if he hits the open market, man, Enagbare is going to.
Would we get a compensation for that?
What's that?
Would we get a comp pick for him?
It just depends. It all kind of we would be eligible for a comp.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
because he was a draft.
Yeah, I would rather keep him. Let's not move him on the trade deadline because again, you see injuries are going to happen. We need backups.
Absolutely, and I mean you look at these grades. I mean he's about as good as any backup in the league for sure, man. He's grading out now a 71 on the year, so you see it's his best year to date. 61, 62, 56, and now this year a 71. And he's played quite a few snaps, 146 snaps up to this point. So it's not like a small sample size either. So, yeah, JJ Enagbare off to a good start. Next, Edgerrin Cooper, 80.8. His coverage grade, 88.9. Elite PFF grade. Tackle grade, 79.5. Pass rush grade of 70.8. So this is a nice change of pace. He's been a little up and down, but you're still seeing a lot more good than bad. Really, he's only had 2 bad games, I guess you could say. Week 2, 57.3. Week 7, 49.8. But again, on the season, 74.7 PFF grade. Last year, he graded out an elite 85.6. So this year, he's sitting at 74.7. The coverage grade has improved this year. And it does kind of feel like they're utilizing him a little more in coverage this year than they did last year. I don't know you guys may disagree with that, but Edgerrin Cooper, how are we feeling about him so far?
Feeling great, man. This is what the great players do, right? They bounce back after a down performance, right? You know, he didn't look terrible last week, but it wasn't his best game. And he comes out, grades in the 80s, you know, in the biggest game of the year up to this point, prime time. And I agree with the statement that it does seem like we're seeing 56 running down the field in coverage a lot more. And I think that might just be, you know, something that, you know, Jeff Hafley and his scheme is asking these linebackers to do, that you've got to be able to cover. And, you know, we're obviously going to use Coop a little bit more because he's got that, you know, the speed and the youth and the agility that comes with being a young player. But we've seen Zay McDuffie have to run out there and cover, and he's been pleasantly surprising in coverage this year, in my opinion. So it is awesome, though, to see Edge Coop doing his thing as a pass defender. We got to see a little bit of that last night, for sure.
Second, Tim, and these were the other 2 points that I was going to say. Joe Patko, he's a dog, truth, and too old for this. I was so hyped when I thought he caught it. That's speaking to his coverage there. Dude broke on that out route. I mean, he read Rodgers and broke on that. He was, I mean, 2 inches away, game of inches, obviously, but it's awesome to see that his that speed and response time is also there in coverage on zone options and stuff like that. When he's covering an area, can you get to it? You saw him, you know, drop in coverage a few times. He's really stepping up this year. And yeah, 74 being a bad grade. I mean, are we mad at that? Right? I mean, it's for a second-year guy. Come on now.
Yeah. And, you know, he's going to get that pick. It's coming. I remember we were having that conversation about Quay Walker, you know, when Quay had so many that were so close, and then he ends up getting one and he ends up housing it. You guys remember that one. So I could totally see that in the cards for Edge Coop here in the near future. Maybe even this weekend against the Panthers at home. Let's go.
So let's cross-check here with some statistics on NFL Pro. You guys know what a hustle stop is, right? A hustle stop, if you're not aware, defensive stop where the player covers 20 yards or more in play distance from snap to tackle. So it can be diagonally, it can be straight to the ball, it could be just in any direction. You covered 20 yards or more than 20 yards essentially is what it means, to make the stop, which means it results in a loss for the offense. Essentially, that's determined by EPA, so a negative EPA, if you will, right? He is tied for 3rd in the NFL for third most hustle stops. Again, 20 yards, more than 20 yards covered to the stop, with 10 on the year now. The only players that have more than him, D. Winters and Carson Swisinger. D. Winters has 13. Swisinger has 11. So Edgerrin Cooper, 29 total stops on the year. Of course, he's got the half sack, and I'm going to see if we have his passer rating. Let's see where he stacks up amongst linebackers in terms of passer rating allowed. I'm wondering how he ranks there because, again, they're showing a pretty good coverage grade, right? But I want to say he's down a little bit on the list. Yeah, so he's outside of the top 35 in terms of passer rating when targeted. So struggled a little bit there, but the hustle stops has definitely been his strength this year. So pretty cool stuff there with Edgerrin Cooper. All right, moving along. You've got Xavier McKinney. There's the McKinney we know and love, right? 72.1 run defense grade, 76, 83.7 tackle grade, 64 coverage grade. So McKinney improving on the year here as well. I think I looked this up earlier. In terms of passer rating when targeted amongst all DBs, he was right up there toward the top. Let me see if we can find him here. Xavier McKinney, this includes cornerbacks and safeties across the entire NFL. McKinney has a 33.1 passer rating when targeted. That's third best in the league right now. So you look at the PFF grades sometimes and you think, McKinney's having a down year, right? He's sitting at a 70.2, which is still a good grade. However, third best in the league in passer rating when targeted.
Crazy.
Xavier McKinney is back. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm happy. And he's sticking his nose in there. He's making big tackles. He's setting the tone. And I love how he's not afraid. Like, you think of free safety, whatever, that he's not a big hitter or anything like that. Dude wants to be by the line of scrimmage all the time. And he's good at it too. That's the other thing. We got speed down there. He's got good hands. Smart dude.
Yep.
Tyron Hopper, one snap, Tim, but a 71
one PBU.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Right.
So that's what you got to do when you're trying to earn your way into the rotation, right?
Let me tell you that. All coverage grades in PFF right now, Tyron Hopper 28th with a 77.4. That's with everybody. Hey, we'll take it. You know who's 20th? Mr. Edgerrin Cooper at a 79.3. The only other one next to them, Mr. Carrington Valentine with a 76.1, 37.
Hey, this gets me more excited than any of the grades we've covered. Javon Bullard, right? 67.8 coverage grade, a 69 defensive grade, tackle grade. I expected 81.
Yeah, that don't surprise me, right? 81.7. That's not surprising on the tackle grade. We know Bullard's a total beast,
dude.
Coverage is getting better. Seems like every week. Now check this out. Here are his weekly grades: 44, 61, 47, 58. Now the last 3 games. 71, 73, 69. So he's up to a 61.2 now. That's the jump we're looking for. He is making that second-year jump. We wanted to see him continue to build off of it. I'm telling you, he's going to get an interception soon. The way he bites underneath on some of these routes, I thought last night might be the night to get it, but you guys know Rodgers is so damn good at protecting the football. But Bullard taking a step in the right direction for sure.
Bull almost punched one out last night too, I think, when he was wrapping up. He's always playing the ball aggressively, but man, that coverage grade stepping up like this was we didn't have that on our bingo card that quick. I don't think he's really turned that around. I mean, we were talking about that being an issue even during preseason, and now to be at this point in the regular season and to see the way he's playing defense in the slot is it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bull. I'm so happy for him. I'm glad that this is starting to look up for him, and they're getting a little bit of respect for him. He's starting to get used to sort of fitting in there. Yeah, they put him, they have him at strong safety or whatever on PFF, but I think that they've kept him really in one spot this year, let him hammer down on what he wants to do, know his spots, know where he needs to get to, and it's helped out immensely.
Yeah, definitely. Next on the list, Devontae Wyatt, guys, returned 34 snaps. That gets me freaking jacked up. 68.5 PFF grade, 68.7 tackle grade, 63 run defense grade, and a 58 pass rush grade. So, again, 68.5 first action back since getting hurt there earlier in the year. Love to see that. Devontae Wyatt's going to be just fine. I think you'll see those numbers increase next week most likely. So, Next, you got Carl Brooks playing 37 snaps, a 68.4. What's Carl up to now, man? Looky here, 58.8. So he's creeping up on 60. His last 2 games, 70 and a 68. Seems like things are starting to click for Carl Brooks right now for the Packers. So that's exciting. Who's next? Evan Williams, 64.8. Nate Hobbs, only 4 snaps, but a 63.8. Carrington Valentine got a 63.8 with a 67.2 coverage grade. And now on the year, Carrington Valentine, a 72.1. He's now played 238 snaps. So, again, man, just just steady, solid play. I hope they keep him out there. I want to see him play over Hobbs. No offense to Hobbs, nothing personal there. I just want to see what we got in Carrington because Hobbs is struggling, and maybe this will give Hobbs a little bit more time to grab a hold of the defense a little bit more because we've seen him blowing coverages, right? We've seen him playing out of place, improper leverage, all those things. But I'm feeling pretty good about Carrington, man. I don't know how you guys feel. He's gotten better every year, 57, 65, and now 72 this year.
79.7 tackle grade last night, too. Carrington is like severely underrated as a tackler for a player his size and in his position. And if he puts it together consistently going forward with more reps, he's going to be really fun to watch, man. The sky's the limit for CV. You guys know I've been the maybe not the president, but the vice president of the CV fan club during the off-season program and all the way up to this point. I mean, week 8, he finally gets a big bulk of the snaps, and I think he played a damn good game for us last night.
Yeah. That's one of those where you got to, just be ready, be ready, be ready. That's all you got to tell them all year, right? Because at one point you're going to get that shot in the game. Dude made the most of it against a couple big receivers, like you said, DK. You had Washington he broke one up on, and top 37 in coverage grade in the NFL. You probably take out a few of those two and one game players. He's probably top 32 easy cover corner, per grade in the NFL. We have a dog right there. I mean, again, you get a little chip on your shoulder maybe when you're that late pick. We thought it was going to be, guy from Penn State. I can't even remember his name right now, but it ended up being our 7th-round pick from
Kalen King, right?
Yeah, Kalen King. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 2-0 for this says talking about Valentine is the only one who can run with the big dogs one-on-one. He looks so unathletic when he runs, though, LOL. Especially when he does that little wobble thing back to the – my God, he cracks me up.
He got a little silly body on him.
Yeah, a little silly body, just a little bit. So, again, Carrington Valentine, I thought played pretty darn good last night. So, Micah Parsons is the big one that kind of catches you off guard here. His PFF grade on the night, 58.6. Obviously, he beat a triple team for that one sack. I don't know what they've seen on tape to think that he played that bad. I thought he had a pretty good night. Seemed like he was drawing a lot of attention. I don't know how you can give somebody a negative mark when they're getting double teamed. You know what I mean? That just seems weird. To me, it should be just by default a positive grade because you're literally eating a +1 hat count, So yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense. But Quay Walker, they graded out pretty bad, a 56.3. Tackle grade 78.3, run defense grade 54.9, coverage grade of 58.6. I disagree with that grade. I thought Quay looked fine last night. I didn't see one play where I was like, and I've made 2 passes through the tape. I didn't see one play where I was like, Quay, what are you doing? Not one. So I don't know what they've seen there for sure. Keyshawn, that doesn't surprise me. Obviously a rough night at the office, 42.7 PFF grade. And let's see how many penalties. Do we know how many penalties he had? Of course, they don't have them. Let's see if this is the screen that pulls them up. There's one screen that shows you pretty easily. Guess we're not going to get it here. Penalties. So he had 2 last night is what he was credited with. So he's got 8 penalties on the year now, boys. That's becoming a little bit of an issue, don't you think?
You can't have that.
You just can't. And this goes hand in hand with what Matt LaFleur said, Tim, in the presser, right? Like, there's going to be competition between Carrington Valentine and Nate Hobbs, but also Keyshawn Nixon's in that competition as well. So
and I think the player that Keyshawn is, though, I think he'll get the message, and I think he'll respond, and I think he'll tighten up and come back, bounce back better. Right? We got to get right game for him. Opportunity here at home against Carolina teams. So, I fully believe that Keyshawn will respond for sure.
Right, because maybe if you just get a little bit of heat under it from Nate Hobbs isn't just fighting for that opposite corner spot. You might have him nipping at your heels for a couple of reps. That just sparks it a little bit, like you said, and he's going to respond the way he plays and the way he carries himself. But just that little bit of spark, I think you can get a turnaround.
Yep.
Definitely.
For sure.
ARR-57 in the chat said, this is why I don't rely on these. Both Micah and Quay were very impactful. I agree. And again, we don't treat this like the gospel. We like to hit it every week to try to take it, cross-check it with NFL Pro, and then you guys will see us watch the tape in Chalk Talk and kind of give you our analysis there. And Chalk Talk should be on Wednesday, I'm hoping. It might bleed into Thursday, but hopefully we can get to it by Wednesday. if I have some extra time tomorrow to break down the tape. So I appreciate you swinging through, ARR. Appreciate it, man. All right. Anything else on the defense you guys want to see, or are we good?
Kobe Wooden, low
Yeah.
grade. I thought that, again, I don't think he should have graded out that low. I mean,
No.
Did that look like the worst game of his season? Because according to PFF, it was, and
No,
I didn't see that.
I didn't either. Even with that 41.3 though, Tim, on 38 snaps, still 67.7 on the year, just to show you how he's played this year, right? So
Sure.
again, yeah, I didn't come away feeling like Kobe played bad. I didn't. How about you, Emilio? Did you see anything last night that made you think he played bad?
No, nothing crazy. Maybe we just kind of got outside on a couple of the gaps there, here and there. But I think he was the one where it was Keyshawn was getting moved. Maybe it was Devontae Wyatt, but one of them, Keyshawn was getting blocked around at the end of the play at the whistle. And dude just came over and just shoved the corner off, or just shoved the wide receiver off Keyshawn. Like, all right, I still got your back, man. It's just that team mentality, that the defense, the offense, everybody has in there.
Definitely.
Yep.
All right, so there you go. There are your PFF grades for Week 8 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we should just wrap it up there, guys. You got anything? Oh, I'm sorry. If you're watching this video later, this defensive breakdown here, the PFF grades, throw in the comments. Let us know what you think. Is there any grades you agree with, disagree with? Maybe is there something they missed? And make sure you hit subscribe, click that bell icon so you're notified here in the future when we go live. So with that being said, fellas, y'all got anything else you want to hit on? I think we've probably tired of seeing each other's ugly mugs today, man. We've been on 2 live streams together. We've done about 3 hours here, so total for the day. So anything else y'all want to hit?
We can just say hi to AFAM in the chat, being a hater. AFAM, don't you have a Chiefs game to be watching right about now? Isn't there a Kansas City Chiefs game you should be watching? Just wanted to say hi.
I noticed AFAM ain't got much to say about Jordan here lately.
No, yeah, a little quiet. Give him a minute, though. He might pop back in the chat.
Instead of saying J-Lo looked good, he just came back with Rodgers looked real bad. There you go. So
right. That makes sense.
We love you. You're
AFAM's the most positive one we have in the chat for sure.
Speaking of Chiefs, Nick McSwain, Jordan Love has had his 16th career start with multiple pass TDs and 0 ints. Only NFL player in history with more such games in their first 40 starts is Mr. AFAM's Patrick Mahomes.
Me too.
I love it.
Maybe that's why AFAM
Mr.
hates
AFAM's Patrick Mahomes. I love it.
Maybe that's why AFAM hates Jordan Love, is he sees Jordan Love creeping up on Pat Mahomes' intricate stats here. That might be it, right? So, yeah,
it's true.
All right. Drew D says AFAM's a Packers fan. He just likes playing the heel. That's what I tell myself anyways. There you go, Drew. Appreciate it. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody screen grab it.
Oh, screenshot.
Love looked like he's ascending. We'll take that, AFAM. Clap it up.
Right.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And then he went on to say Patrick Mahomes is AFAM's prince. So,
wow.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. I'm tired. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to go take some NyQuil. Every day I wake up thinking about got this thing kicked, and it pops right back up. So we're definitely going to hit the Tussin tonight and call it an early night for sure. But before we do, Tim, tell them about this awesome charity we're partnered with here for the month of October, as it's getting ready to wrap up here soon.
Yeah, just a few days left. OperationHorsesHeal.org is where you can go to donate. As you know, we're partnered up with them on this opportunity to raise a little money so that they can get a truck and a trailer for the horses, bring the horses directly to the veterans as they do these equine therapy programs, and giving these veterans and their family members the space and environment to allow for their own kind of self-guided wellness journey. Each donation that you guys put out until Friday, right? Friday's the 31st. Yeah. Until Friday gives you an entry to win the autographed Romeo Dobbs jersey. So make sure you go to operationhorsesheal.org/how can I help, or you can scan the QR code in your upper right hand of your screen, or you can go to Clayton's X page, and there's a link there directly as well. So we appreciate any donation. And if you can't donate, hey, it's all good. Just help us spread the word. And we want to get some traffic to that website and check out what these guys are doing over there, because it really is helping those who help us. And it's something that we're proud to be a part of, and we'd like you to be a part of it too. So operationhorsesheal.org/how can I help.
Perfect. All right. That's going to do it, guys. Appreciate everybody's time today. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much. Y'all been in here all day long with us, hanging out as we did the morning show, obviously a Victory Monday. and then hopping back in here in the evening. We don't take it lightly that y'all choose to spend your evening with us. So make sure you hit like on the way out. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central for PTA Live. I'm sure that we'll get all kinds of information coming down the pike, as obviously Matt was at the podium earlier today, and we'll kind of get the stage set for the next game we got coming up, which is a quick look at the schedule. We got the Carolina Panthers coming into Lambeau this Sunday, followed by a huge matchup, a battle between two of the best teams in the NFC on Monday Night Football the following week. Get the Eagles coming into town at Lambeau, man. So going to be a fun couple weeks breaking everything down as we get a little bit closer to the playoffs. So with that being said, everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack go.
There we go.
Bye, guys.